There we go. There we go. Uh, Paul, it's the new link from whatever's on the web page because I just pressed the go button inside of Ecamm. I'm gonna text you right now, and then we gotta figure out how to put it on the page for everybody else. Oh, look, there's Rich. I'll text it to Rich just in case. Bingo. And then where's Paul? Yes. All right. Anyway, so while we do this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire up the old talk talk and let that sucker go too, cause we out here. We out here. We testing things. We are testing things. I'm gonna continue recording that. Man, Zoom loves to tell me that my mic ain't working when it's working. It be driving me insane. Um, for you guys, just in case, Paul and I the other day, well, like a week ago, we updated the page for the Zoom background for the members, and we tried to do the same link. I don't know if it worked right, so I'm just gonna make a new post on the member page so you can see it if you want to come to the backstage age. Let me just do this real quick, and then we can see what happens. So let me do create a post, and then add an image. Boom. Let's go. Let's go grab one out of the trash. This image will crack you guys up. Nobody else will see this but y'all. Did I put it in the trash? Maybe I didn't put it in the trash. Maybe I kept it in downloads. Yeah, yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. We'll just put this image in there because it's stupid. All right. And then we'll put the new link. And this should stay the same forever, hopefully. Um, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Paul and I tried to make it work. We'll find out if it actually worked. So, oh snap! You know what I forgot to do? Change that to members only. That was real stupid, Doc. That was real stupid. Uh-oh. It ain't gonna let me do that, are you? Nope. You jackass. You absolute jackass. Okay, delete that. Why? Why can't you just do what you're supposed to do, YouTube? Why? Why? Uh, oh my God! Really though? Oh come on, dude. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now we are cooking with Pam. And then let's add an homage. Drop the homage. Bingo bango. Pickle mango. Gangster. Paul C found it, so he knew what was up. There we go. Anyway, now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. What is up, mate? Wait, Paul, let me know if you hear doubling sound because Zoom does this weird thing, and then I might have to press a button, but I'm not sure. I can never tell until somebody comes in.
Sounds okay to me.
Yeah. YouTube sent a log notification. Yeah, YouTube sent the log notification. No, Paul gave you the wrong link. You got the wrong link. Go check the members backstage. That's not it. And Paul, I texted you, so let me text Gretchen. Yo, so I had made the video yesterday, Kevin, and in my video yesterday, I needed it to be a little bit more stealth, just because of what I was trying to do. So I turned down the lights back there, and in the process of doing that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it like this for a hot minute. Oh, come on, dude. Make this taller. There we go. Ooh, that just stretched Kevin all out. No, we don't like that. We don't like that at all. We don't like that at all. Anyway, I'll figure that out in the next comment. Um, there you go. So Gretchen found it. We are all hearing computer audio. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Thank you. Now it should go away. Wait. Come on, Zoom. Do the thing. It's not clicking. The Zoom thing is not clicking. Come here. Uh oh. Why? Why Zoom are you not clicking? Anyway, what if Kevin? What about now? Does that make it go away? Hopefully that goes away. Yeah, the Zoom thing is not clicking. They have switched this thing inside of Zoom where you got to press original sound for musicians, and it's not letting me click it. Like it's completely not working. That is so strange. Here, I'll show you guys. It's so strange. Look, here's the Zoom thing. And look, you supposed to click this, and it should fix the sound. I'm clicking the heck out of it. Nothing's happening. It doesn't work. That's okay. That's all right. All I did was just mute the Rodecaster Pro, so it should be fine. In theory. In theory. We'll see what happens. All right, let's do that. Let's kill the demo mode. And then I know I have the latency set to regular for the dual stream, so you let me know if it's going away. You let me know if it's going away. And then we'll see. Anyway, before we add any more drama to the mix, yeah, Paul, this is the link from the Zoom automatic, right? So everybody got to just go find your old links and delete it. Just forget about it. This is the real deal, Holyfield. Oh, you did hear the notifications. That's weird. That's weird. That's okay. I don't mind notifications. It's not that big a deal. I was just wondering if you could hear, every people talking, which is fine too, because if I put them in, then it'll work. So that's good. All right. It seems like stuff is working. Huh? Why?
It's weird.
All right. I'm just setting the live links to work so that they function. And then what I'm going to do to stop, show me, okay, this means don't show me this again. All right. It's really weird that the original sound for musician button doesn't work. What happens if I try to do it from inside the preferences? I don't even know. I don't be playing around in here. So normally what you want to do, Paul, is turn it off, right?
Turn which off?
Original sound for musicians.
Yes. Because it defaults for it. I don't have that problem when I do, but I think it's because of the interface that you're using,
Rodecaster
like the
Pro.
Rodecaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you have to turn it off. Otherwise you get slapped back. But it now defaults to being on.
Okay. So I guess it doesn't matter if I.
Doc, if you go into the audio preferences in Zoom
Yeah.
and just go down to the audio profile and switch it to Zoom background for noise removal, it should turn off the original sound for musicians. You can't have both on.
I don't use noise removal.
And I know, but it's in the Zoom preferences
I'm looking
under
at it. Yeah, but I'm saying I never use noise removal ever. So that box shouldn't be check-dicated. Here, I'll show you.
The sound for musicians will turn back on again. It appears to be the default now. Because we've tried all kinds of things and it keeps turning on.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm saying. Like it didn't used to be like that. So yeah, this is it.
No.
I don't use noise removal ever.
Yep.
Yeah, Paul's audio is louder because Paul's a big mouth. No, I had turned it down yesterday for something that I was doing. It should be fine now. I'll put it back to normal. All right, so you're saying turn this on, Gretchen? I don't like noise removal. It sounds terrible.
Okay. Let's see. In mine, it does not. It's not under microphone, but it's under audio profile. So that next button down, I think that you have where it says audio profile, you don't have it on. Turn that on. Live.
Are you using regular Zoom or Ecamm for Zoom? Well, there you go. I never use regular Zoom.
Okay.
Ever. Don't even bother looking at it. I do everything
Well,
through Ecamm.
I usually sometimes use Ecamm for Zoom for you, but then for Creative Work Hour, I don't because it does weird thing. Anyway, but
yeah, it's so weird.
That's good to know that they look different.
Yeah, so weird. Well, look, they got a new button in here. I didn't see this before. I'll tell the boys, and actually, come to think of it, even though I haven't checked in a minute, I might not be on the latest. I haven't updated for a second. Oh, look, we're sending 1280 by 720. It should be sending 1080. Anyway, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're just goofing off today. Let's go. All right, so what I was going to do was fire up the Otaki takes. I don't know. Luis, what do you think about dark mode? I have my... yes?
You look very mysterious today.
I am very mysterious. Hey man, well, look, AT has her only one of her front lights working, so she looked like she about to tell us a story about something like dark and ominous. Like, let me tell y'all a story about a man named Jed. Then one day he was shooting at some coons, and up from the ground came the bubbling poon, oil that is, black gold, Texas tea. Next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. What is up, Rich? Rich, I had just texted you the link because the Zoom thing was giving me a headache, and I needed to put it somewhere. And you're because of you texted me the other day, your name was in the thing. Here, let me fix this real quick. This is going to drive me insane. This is going to drive me insane in the membrane. Turn this off. Then do a Command Option K. Placeholder overlay. Bingo. Okay. All right, I know what I got to do. I got to switch the style. That's what it is. I don't want dynamic. I want text box. Shrink. And then, there we go. That's going to be more viable for this particular situation. And then, I'm going to bring this over to this side and make it smaller. Oh, dude, that's huge. That's okay. This is going to be cool once I get this figured out. All right, that works. But I can make the avatar way smaller. Hey, that's funny. I'm controlling the one on the vertical one, and it's controlling the other side as well. That's unique. All right, I should show you guys what I'm doing so y'all can see. All right, I'm controlling when I control the avatar here, it controls both sides. That is so wicked. Und that's a wicked Kugli. That's about right, chill. We're going to call that gangsta. I'm going to make this one just a wee bit skinnier and a wee bit middler. Oh, you know what I realized? I need my overlay for what YouTube looks like. I have it somewhere on my computer. Social safe zones. Where did I put those? I told myself to keep them somewhere safe so I could easily find it. Now I gotta know where I hide them. Social media frame, is that it? Nope. Where did I hide them? I wonder what the heck did I call it? See, what you should do is remember what you call things, and then you're able to find it faster. Okay, I think I got it. Here you go. So let me bring this over here. Wow, that's huge. The one thing about when these things are PNGs is trying to find somewhere that you can shrink it with, because the shrink doesn't work when you hit the clear parts. All right, so I'm going to put this on the tall version and then make it like this so I can see what I'm doing. And this should be YouTube. All right, so that means that this comment will go into this comment will go into the area. So I gotta make it smaller. Then the head is so huge. Oh, this is not good. I gotta tell G, this is not a good look. I need the oh, wait, this won't work. Hold on. If I close that one and add a second one, will that make a difference? All right, maybe they're disconnected now. Let's see. Nope. Frick. Okay, so now we're gonna see if the text in big and messes up both or just one. That didn't do anything. You jerk face. What if we take this one and change it to dynamic? Oh, you jerk. All right, that's better. But we'll see now if they're connected. Yep. All right, we're going to leave it like that. We're going to call this a day. So, in theory, if I turn this one off, turn this one off, and then we go to add Kevin. Kevin lands over there. And then we do Kevin over here. Oh, snap. I need a longer comment. Who said something long? There we go. But what happens if I put this on the other side? I give up. I give up. They're not connected until I get the dual stream thing. And so on a vertical one, I just won't put comments. I'm over it. I'm done. I quit. Let's just put this back how I had it. And then call it a day. I quit. So if you happen to have the YouTube thing that allows you to do dual stream layout in your backend, it should already work. But in this particular case, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. All right. Now, why would you put that there? Oh, never mind. Undo that. I want you to stay on this side. Yeah, well, so what's going to happen, Kevin, is it's going to be automatic if I had the feature. I don't have the feature. For the people that do have the feature, you only got to put it one time and it goes both places. So, yeah, it's just kind of irritating at the moment. Anyway, we just wasted 20 minutes on that. You guys can ask questions, bro. It's Q&A day. You know what it is. Let me do one last thing. Let me come over here, and then I'll bust this out. Try this. See what's going on over here. Where'd you go? Boot up. Oh, there it goes. Preparing your studio. Actually, TikTok might be mad because we're streaming. I don't know. The other day, did I do both? I think I did both the other day. All right. So this is going to look odd until such time as I stay out of demo mode. So that's fine. Dun-dun-dun. During my weekly creator Q&A, feel free to ask questions here and I will answer them as soon as I see them. I I am also streaming on YouTube, so it might take a second for me to see your comment, but when I see it, I'll answer it. Bingo, save that. Oh, I know what we did. Just to make it safe on the old TalkTick, what we did was we set it for 720 because, you know, it's TalkTick. Who cares? Not 720, 60, 720, 30. Yeah, there you go. I don't do 60 frames per second on live streams unless you're playing games. It's straight up ignorant. But everybody wants to do it because they think 60 frames a second makes your picture look better. And that's not how it works. Because, Gretchen, how many frames per second is a photo? There you go. So no, 60 frames per second doesn't make your picture look better because you can look at a picture that has one frame forever and it looks gorgeous. Well, unless it's a picture of Paul. People are like, how do you not math that? And they will fight you. They will fight you in the comments. No, 60 frames per second makes it look really good. No. How many frames per second is Mona Lisa, Gretchen?
That just froze my brain when you asked me that. It was like so not a question even crossed my head ever.
Correct.
And it was like, what?
No,
What?
people
Where
will
did-
straight up fight you in the comments that 60 frames per second somehow makes your picture looks better. And I'm like, no, that math don't even freaking math, ding dong. What it's for is motion blur, like right now, right? Because I'm doing 30, my motion blur is a little off. If I set ECAM to 24, which I used to, it looks better because based off of your eyes, what you call these things in the ceiling? Lights, fluorescent lights, the way things work. 24, 48, they all look better for this type of stuff. Number one, I'm just sitting here talking to you. Who cares if my hand looks weird when I shake it? And then number two, it's a tromloy, right? It's about the way your eye sees it. So what 60 frames per second will do for you is it gives you slightly smoother motion blur on really, really fast action. We are sitting here with a microphone in front of our face and a fat dude's yelling at you. That's not going to get any better. Like, it's really stupid. But people will fight you over that shit. And it's like, y'all been listening to gamers. Gamers don't know what the hell they're talking about, and most of them live with their mama. So there's that. All right, let's press go. We're going to go live on the tick. And then I'll move this out the way. All right. Back in business. Now we look fresh. Oh, this layout looks dope on TikTok. Wow. Cast ahead. What is he saying? Oh, no. So, Chris, what I did it for yesterday's video. And you probably did yours too. I totally screwed up, bro. I did the whole dang video, and then I realized that I forgot to mention that these numbers are good until January. But it was for this because I wanted the Mike's part to kind of stand out. And I completely, I was talking to LD today, and I was like, oops. So I'm going to end up sticking in I'm going to just have to go make a, hey, editor doc here, just want to remind you that these joints are good until January, and then like re-upload it, or I'll put an overlay on the already edited video. I'll look at both and see which one I like the best, but it was super stupid. I completely forgot that these numbers are good until January. What is up, Jimmy? Jimmy popped in on the old, on the TikTok side, so that's cool. But yeah, I was trying to do a little something, and then I've been tweaking my camera settings on my Sony to get that Fuji look on the Sony. So if you notice today, it looks very filmy because I've been playing with my my sensor things. Gretchen, you've been keeping an eye on these drop-in sensors. I mean, not drop-in sensors. It used to be you had like one or two people that were selling drop-in filters to put in front of your sensor. But now a whole bunch of companies have come out. And I know you do infrared, and there are infrared drop-in, sensor covers, but they're not as good as modifying the camera, right?
Well, that's my actual camera. My RP has a modified sensors, modified, but then on top of it, you have Kalari makes sensor drop-ins that you put in on top of it. So they take the stuff that changes it and that makes it look like this. They pull out the stuff that makes it look like normal stuff, and so that goes to infrared. But then you have other kind. Oh, sorry. Why am I
No,
hearing
that was me. I had to turn you on because I just realized TikTok can't hear you guys. So now I got to go try to fix that stupid thing where the button won't let me press the button.
So Kalari has made those for a long time.
1 second, it's me. I'm trying to see if I
Oh.
can fix it. So when I have muted you guys on the Rodecaster, so I can still hear you in my ear, but then if I do that, nobody on TikTok can hear you guys talk. So I got to go back and try to fix this stupid Zoom thing. 1 second. If the button would work, we would be fine, but the button doesn't work. So I'm going to turn this original stuff off. I can't uncheck it. I guess I got to do noise removal. Okay, now talk, Gretchen. See if it works.
Okay. Now talk. So like I said, Kalari
doubling?
makes,
When you talk
I don't
now?
know.
Well, when I had it the other way, you definitely heard it though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's working. Okay.
Okay. So, like I said, the Kalari infrared filters are the ones I knew. They actually have like a magnetic thing they pop in right in front of what would have been the sensor in front of the mirror there. The other ones oftentimes have been those drop-ins where there's a slot and different kinds. I've never really been a fan of those because anything that I felt like that dropped in that way was opening up the sensor to more sensor dust and all kinds of things like that. So I haven't followed them too much. I know that that's the big thing with my infrared is that sensor dust is a huge thing. I have to carry sensor cleaners. I mean, the whole mirror cleaner, everything with me all the time because it's brutal.
So I've tried the drop-in ND filters before, and I think they're good, but I kind of agree with you. Let me show you what they look like for people who don't know. This is the infrared one. And what it does is inside your camera where the filter goes, and here I gotta make a copy for the I gotta put this in the middle. There you go. Sorry. I'm moving it in places where people on TikTok will have no idea what the heck I'm doing. There we go. This is what they look like. They're super cool. But the thing that I always worried about is I was using the ND once and I was trying to take it out. And when you go to push the thing in like that to get it out, it went up and my finger kept going and I touched the sensor. And I was like, nope, never using that again. It was super stupid.
Yeah,
and that was on my A7 IV. And I was like, nah, fam, I'm done with these.
They have a little tool that you can use, but that's also fingernails work. That's that's my excuse for keeping my fingernails because I can reach in there and pop that sucker out without even having to worry about it. But they are they're really nice to use, but it's take the lens off and it's right there. And yeah, it's the part that you think, oh my gosh, why am I exposing this to anything? And you just kind of have to brave through it.
Yeah.
It's the thing is, all of us that your camera is a tool. It's not something to sit up there and look pretty. And yeah, you're going to beat it up and do things, and there's going to be things that happen, and it'll still work. Bob dropped his in the ocean the 2 days after he got his R6 Mark II.
That's a good place for it, actually. No, I think you said something that's super valuable. I think a lot of people, especially in our community, right, people who are doing content creating, live streaming, or whatever, there are people who will have that camera sit on that tripod and it has never come off that tripod. And then they'll say, well, if I'm using it for live streaming, that seems like a lot of money to spend on XYZ camera just for a live streaming camera. And I'm like, well, because a lot of the people who are buying these cameras don't just leave it there. When they're done, they unclip it and they take it with them and they go do stuff with it and things like that. And a lot of that comes down to if you are, I'm going to be nice, a muggle, you're afraid always of like mucking up some settings and not being able to get them back. Well, if you read the manual, like I always tell people that nobody listens to me, once you have the settings for your live stream exactly perfect how you like it, in every camera that I could think of in the last 15 years, go over to this thing where it has an M, and you say save, and that'll be M1, and that'll be your live stream settings. And then you can take your most baseline photo settings and save them as M2, and you can take your baseline video settings and save them as M3. So you can actually take the settings that you have and like save them. And on higher end cameras, they actually have profiles that you can load, which is even easier. And you can share them across multiple cameras. So, you have all your cameras match. I think people get really, really freaked out on weird things. So you're saying the slapback is on YT only. That is so freaking weird. That is so weird. Man, this test is going to suck. I don't know why the zoom button doesn't work this time. It normally works. Or I don't know how long ago Luis sent that. Let me listen myself. Hold on. So that means you have to talk, Gretchen, while I do this. You get to be the star today.
Okay, let me switch to my. I've had you off, but I'll switch to headphones.
Oh, wait. Kevin said not anymore. Never mind. You're good. Kevin said not anymore. Man, Luis, don't scare me.
Okay, I still switched to headphones. It's just as.
It looks
Yeah.
like DJ Gretchen in the building, yo. Gangsta Grandma about to drop some rhymes over here.
So, oh yeah, don't ask me to do that. I used to torture students when they would ask me questions, the same thing over and over, and I would do things. I actually taught one day in rhyme, a half a day, until they were like, "Stop, make her stop." One of the things though you just said about cameras is that when I switched back to my old 5D Mark III for my main camera here now, and it's got because yeah, it doesn't go outside with me anymore because like the one button is kind of stuck and the fingernail doesn't pop it up anymore. But I've had that. A 5D Mark III is an older camera.
Yeah.
And I
that
have
was,
an
that was
older
when
lens.
I switched
I have
to
a
Sony. Was after the
Yeah.
5D Mark III.
So this is I think a 2012 camera,
Yeah.
5D Mark III, and I've got just a 40 millimeter pancake lens on it that was used from KEH, and she was screaming to be saying, "Hey, get me off the shelf and use me," and it's holding up nicely. Other than the fact that I can't reach to do the autofocus, and I have to have Bob come down and push the autofocus every once in a while when I when I move it. But it's I'm surprised how many of these older ones can pull together and be used in ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and the funny thing is now people are going out of their way to get like these old cameras, right? Some of the old CCD and CMOS cameras that we like we kind of grew up shooting with, everybody wants that look now. And the funniest thing to me is I remember towards the end of that, I was like, I can't wait to get to the cinema level because I don't want that look no more. Not everybody wants that look back. So it's super, super funny. Like, it's super funny, like, how much people want that. Here, let me pull this down. This was my everyday craze ball shooter. So this is a A7 R2. This is two time Mark II. Sorry, and I think Luis is on drugs because on this camera, dude, when you go to 2 and 1 at the top, those are photo modes, and then over this M, you can set the video modes. So this thing was the pain in the butt though, because like you said, to switch modes right now, it's super sticky. Like I almost feel like I gotta like take it apart and like try to find a way to. Oh, you know what? I should have brought today. I was gonna bring them down. I got like upstairs, OG 1960s Nikon, and I want to take it apart and clean it and restore it. And I'm like, I gotta find some videos of other people who've done it because like it's gonna be hard. Like I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it because it kind of probably still works.
I just found a bag I'd forgotten that a friend had given me that is his dad's old Pentax, and I just went, oh man, I forgot. I haven't played with that yet.
Dude, you know what else I miss? You don't really see people, talk about them as much anymore. I think it's more of a photography thing versus a videography thing because it becomes so heavy. Is having the extra grip. There was something dope about just being able to do this, especially because so many people want to shoot like vertical vertical videos, right? There was something dope about this, and you hardly see people like when I watch tube, like none of the tubers be with the extra grip. Like it was so normal for us. I didn't even know if a lot of the manufacturers are still making it. I should go look. Does your R6 have a battery grip?
Yeah, you can get a battery grip for that one, Bob, for Bob's R6. Yeah.
Dude, it's just
My
something
5D
dope
Mark,
about this.
my my R5 has one. You can even get one for the RP, I think. But
It's funny. It's
yeah,
just something I
battery
don't hear
grips.
people talk about on the tube that much. And I was like, yo, it used to be automatic. If you bought a camera, you instantly bought a battery grip. And it was also funny because everybody always complains about battery life on camera. And then I was like, but then just get a battery grip. Like we always had battery grip. I think that's what it is, Luis. I think that the video guys, they never do it, but the photo guys, like it's automatic, right? Photo guys are always with the two batteries.
And I never went for a grip so much because where I was going, the weight, how much I was carrying made a difference. Because when you're hiking out and you've got so much that you can carry, only so much, you've got to kind of economize. So a bunch of little batteries versus one heavy battery grip all the time
Yeah. Well, it was
is
also
my.
I think for us, a lot of time it was the feeling of you got good purchase on it. Like it's that grip is there. So one thing about the battery grip, it always felt good in the hand. The other thing is, when you're doing portraits for corporate, for weddings, things like that, it's theater of the mind. So you always got like a whole bunch of extra accoutrement. When people used to put the Magmod, or prior to that, the oh my God, remember the white cone? I have mine still. What's the guy's name? Gary Fong? The Gary Fong, the big white plastic joint you put on the top. Like when you see one of those, like, oh, this photographer means business. And so it's funny because yesterday in my video for sure, even though it's a sort of a promo for Black Friday and Cyber Monday specials, I was like, one of the reasons to get a Shure is not just a good sound. Like it sounds incredible. Like they will always sound the best. But it's also theater of the mind. People think that you are about this life when you show up into a recording and they see you have a Shure mic. They're like, oh, they know what they're doing. It's kind of the same thing, right? It's theater of the mind. So I think in a sense, certain accessories and accoutrement you put on your camera, like it makes a difference. And we were kind of talking about this a little bit yesterday in Brandon and JP's chat. If you're walking around, right, you got your camera, especially when you're traveling, when you see somebody and they have a red dot on a strap on their neck, you're like, oh, they're into photography. I travel a lot. Occasionally, they're just rich people. But for the most part, if you see somebody rocking a red dot, you just go, oh, yeah, they're into this. They're about this life, right? Or if you see somebody with a retro camera, like Paul and I, we were walking around, what do you call that town where we had Creator Camp? Portsmouth. I swear I got stopped like 3-4 times because I had my Fuji on and people thought it was a film camera. I had my X106. I speak English. And people, it's like, oh, is that an old film camera? And I was like, no, it's actually digital, but it just looks like that, Let's see, what are we doing? Dude, this is cool. I like seeing people popping into TikTok, but there are a lot more drive-bys happening over here. Said, throw a cage and a mic mount for video stuff, and all of a sudden you're a 10x better videographer. Yeah, you might say that. I think a lot of people see that as well, right? Like putting on. Okay, so I have a question, Gretchen. What right now is your dream camera? How come you're muted? Did you mute yourself? I didn't touch nothing.
The suspense is
Paul did it. Paul muted her because I didn't mute her. Well, it's muted. I can see the red thing. Why should she be touching stuff? It was working fine.
I muted myself just
there you
because I was laughing and moving things around.
You can laugh. I don't
Sorry.
care. I'm not that person. Like you can't make noise. Like I don't want my streams to sound like NPR. You can make all the noise you want.
So film or
Dream
digital?
camera is dream camera. You can pick
Oh,
whatever you
God.
want.
Uh, I am really happy with what I have right now.
That's not the answer, lady.
Yeah, I know. But okay, dream
Money
camera
is no
would be
option. Dream means
probably
dream.
a dream
Yes.
would be a medium format Hasselblad.
There we go. A medium format Hasselblad.
I almost bought an old medium format Mamiya 645 that I saw used because it was one of the first medium formats I ever used. It was 2 1/4 well, I rented and did a whole series of shots that I had a show with back in 1977, I think, or 75. Man. But a Hasselblad has always been kind of a
Yeah, my buddy John used to shoot Hassies, and I still have some pictures that he took of me back when I was in my rap era, and for our album cover stuff using a Hasselblad. He had a Hasselblad and a Mamiya, and you're shooting on a 120, right? So it was just something dope about that. Just the shape of that camera, the images that came out of that thing were just like freaking incredible.
well. And the other thing that was amazing about it, though, when I rented that one, I was doing a shoot of old drive-ins all across the Yakima Valley. There's a whole bunch of old, like the Peppermint Stick, the Stop and Go, all these kind of old places that have been around forever. And so I decided to do a study of them. And what was amazing is that when you use one of those and you look in it over the top, everything's upside down and kind of backwards. So it's like that drawing on the right side of the brain thing before the book was out. They were using that kind of aspect in their work, and it's just one of those fascinating kind of things. I just think it's amazing. I have to show you here. This is probably drop right in it. It's a thing. This is, I did this. Sorry about the Instagram part. I saw this guy down in Death Valley shooting on this camera. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It was, oh my God. He had gone over the barrier where you were supposed to, and he was out on the edge, and he was using this and had the whole thing. That's a big, it was a 16 by 20. So the piece of glass that they use for that is about 4 pounds.
Oh, I actually seen somebody doing these sort of wet prints. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, and so you don't see the bag that he has with him that's carrying the big glass pieces. But I was out shooting early morning, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing anything now. I'm just going to watch him. I just totally went gaga, because that for me was like, yeah, that's that's somebody who knows what they're doing.
Dude, this is crazy. Okay, David. David asked a question, and I'm going to show David the answer to this question. So David wanted to know, like, how many? Oh, that's going to be way too small. Well, let me see how it looks on the old Talkie-Tick over here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch Talkie-Tick to landscape because it's irritating. Can I switch it? Yes, you can. No, you can't. No, you can't switch it. Well, that's dumb. All right. Anyway, let me add a scene. And then go wide camera. And then add. And then switch to this one. There you go. That works better. All right. So what this says is you have to have 500 on TikTok. And then all you got to do on the live studio is press the button on the side, which gets this panel that comes up, and you just follow what all of these things says, and then you're good to go. But you don't need 1,000. You need 500. It used to be 10,000. So that's a good thing that they switched it from that. Now it's better. You know what I mean? It used to be like way more difficult. There you go. That's the answer to that question. All right. So I'm gonna show you my dream camera, and it's probably coming. I just don't know when. Here it is. M11. I want an M11.
Oh,
I want an M11 in every way, shape, or form. It's kind of crazy. It's beautiful. It's 11 grand.
I know. I remember when they came out, I actually went to Bellevue Square to the Leica store and just kind of stood outside the door and watched. And then they were like, can we help you? And I'm like, I just kind of want to hold one because and they said, sure, come on in. And I was just like, Bob's like, come on, let's keep moving.
I like some of the risks that they take, some of the strange things that they do. Like even on the back of an M11, right? It has that weird like little ring that doesn't make any sense to normal people. But it's like, I don't know, there's something about that. Let me see, does he have a picture of it on here? Yeah, this thing is so strange. Like, what kind of decision is this? But it's so cool though. Hold on, where's it at? Sorry, my desk got too much icons. Here we go. There's something crazy about that. But yet it's so cool. And there's no chimping. Like, you get rid of the screen, chimping is over now, right? And okay, so for people who are unfamiliar with the terminology, whenever you see somebody doing this, I don't know. People are very, very opinionated on the concept of chimping. But got your picture. And then whereas like in theory, and again, these opinions are stupid, but I'm just telling you what everybody says. In theory, a real photographer's like, boom, confident, nailed it. Like you look at it later. But I'm like, if someone's paying you to take those pictures, bitch, chimp away. Make sure you're getting it good, right? But you know, when you see somebody at every shot, they stare at it, and you see the review light up their face, whatever. And it used to be a running joke when everything was going to digital that like all the pro guys, they just never looked because they just weren't used to looking at it. So you would just save your battery by turning that crap off. Screens are better now. Batteries are better now. I don't think there's much to deal with chimping. And you can actually chimp inside the viewfinder and never take it off your eye. You can actually do the look inside there. But it's just kind of funny that became a point of contention for folks.
Well, if you shot in film, you never had that opportunity to do that because there was no chance of doing that. Vanessa Joy, I think, just did a short on that about that she, because that was one of the things that she was driving herself nuts that she was doing all the time. And so she turned it off. It was either her or another photographer I was watching soon. They just had to stop doing it. Maybe it was another one. But anyway, that was, it's funny that you bring that up because I just watched something on that and I thought, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it's just a weird thing for people to be arguing about. Like it's so funny, but like in this space already, prior to even YouTube existing, there was so many random weird arguments about the most random weird things. And it's like, you know what? Let people do what the heck they want to do. But it seems like after YouTube, it's even worse because people pick up on other people's weird idiosyncrasies and then they share it. And then people share it like it's gospel. And I'm like, okay, where did you get that? And they're like, oh, so-and-so said. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not the thing. Like, no, that's not the thing. Right? It's really kind of funny. Here, I'm going to listen to this audio for a second. This is driving me insane, people. And normally this button works. For some reason today, when you press that button, it doesn't work. And then we tried switching something else, and it still don't work. So I don't know what to do. Let me back this up.
When the screens first came out and people would judge whether or not they were, oh, look at they're not holding it up to their eye. They're holding it out and shooting by looking at the screen. And there was judgments about that. And it was always really interesting. And then I was like, well, I couldn't decide how I felt about it. because I was like so used to always having thing in the viewfinder. And the first time I was able to put something like way above my head, which is way above my head, you know, I've got it above my, or I'll stand on my feet and I could flip that and could see. I did a shoot of a hot air balloons thing at night one time, and I had a tripod. I had an old, my former tripod, my Gitzo would go up to 7 feet. So I had a ladder and everything. I had my camera at the top of that. And I was like, oh, thank God I have a screen that I can flip down and actually see and do a remote shot, because otherwise I was hosed.
It's funny, Luis will swear by this, and I don't tell him I said this. I kind of agree with him. This is an older model, so it doesn't come all the way down, but this up and down is way better than out, right? Because I don't, every time I see people with the out, everybody always be cross-eyed. They be like talking to you like this. Hey, everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's like, yo, the camera's over here, dog. So you always seen the people with the crooked eye. And then, oh, I see what you're saying. Hold on. I see what you're saying. It's only flipped on TikTok. I think YouTube should be fine. TikTok is weird. I don't know why they do that. But it was something always cool about, you know, being able to hold your camera up and look down and see what's there, you know, on the screen, or to shoot, you know, Hassie style, like right in front of you, like you're looking into the top of a rollie or something, right? So, shut up, Luis. Luis is like, you're going to clip that because I said I agree with him. It is something cool about that, right? It was just I don't know, it was just a way more brilliant way to do it. And then I remember how much I wanted, being Sony for a long time, I remember how much I wanted the flip out screen. And the reason why, a lot of people don't know this, the reason why Sony did not have the flip out screen for the longest time, and again, this is where YouTubers are dumb, and I really just want to hit them. Sometimes YouTube people would be like, oh, Sony doesn't know how to do a flip out screen. And I'm like, how do you sound? Like, these dudes make TVs, they make cameras, they make like some of the best electronics in the world. You don't think they can't figure out how to put a hinge on a freaking LCD panel? Like, computers have been doing that since the Toshiba 1000. It's not a technical marvel. Panasonic had a patent on that. Panasonic licensed the patent to everybody but Sony. Why? Because in Japan, there's a whole pride thing, and the Panasonic CEO and the Sony CEO didn't like each other, so until they died, we didn't get flip-out screens. And about 15 seconds after the OG died, they're like, okay, the fight's over. Here, we're going to pay you for the it's the licensing fee, right? Like all Thunderbolt cables have an Intel chip in it. And every Thunderbolt cable you buy, the reason why it's not the same price as the USB-C chip isn't because Apple is trying to rob you. It's because Apple has to pay Intel for part of the patent for Thunderbolt. Apple and Intel co-produced it. They have to pay them. So every time you buy a Thunderbolt cable to this day, there's a tiny little chip in here. And that chip, you got to pay them. Well, recently, some manufacturer came out with this thing called the eMarker. And with the eMarker, you can kind of fake the device into believing it's a Thunderbolt chip. So now you can buy off-market Thunderbolt cables for cheap. But it took 20 years to get that where it works. People be just coming up with dumb stuff, bro. It cracks me up. Like, it really cracks me up. But anyway, that's why we didn't have flip outs for the longest time. And I always wanted it. And I would rig things like mirrors, or always try to shoot in front of a mirror. I had so many tricks to try to make it so I could see what was going on back there. And then as soon as I got the flip out screen, I kind of realized I don't even like it. I had figured it out prior. And then we also got the ability to see on our phone anyway. So once we got the ability to see on our phone, like, I don't even care anymore. I just use my phone, like, connect it to the app and do the thing. But it was really crazy how long we could not wait to get a flip out screen. And I also remember when they first came out and everybody was shooting on a GH3, how many people went to YouTube and talked to YouTube like this? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you have any like and subscribe, please press the button. I was like, yo, we're over here, dude. There was so many cross-eyed people on the internet. Yo, Sammy is on TikTok. What is up, Sammy? Long time no see. That's super funny. Why did Luis have to? He started that mess, and that thought is permanently in my head now. Jerk. It's super crazy. All right. Well, since you guys don't have any questions today, I'm gonna go eat breakfast and get ready for class. How much time we got, Paul? An hour?
I did ask a question. You
hour.
just didn't answer it.
I didn't see it. Did you keep colon it?
It's got a Q and a colon like I'm supposed
Oh,
to.
why she gotta be like that? See,
Because I'm a black woman and I'm proud of it. That's
I
why.
told you she had that lighting set up today.
She's only half lit.
Oh no, you don't want to see her fully lit. Trust me. She gonna
You
be like,
wouldn't like me on full tilt.
that's what I'm saying. we only see a little bit tilt. Man, I'm scrubbing forever. I don't see none of this. Oh, you know what you do? Search. Stupid.
No, I think I've seen a little bit of your tilt.
No, I don't see it. It's not in here. Just so you know, I'm gonna let you know. I am not tripping. Okay. Look, here is the Q colon, and there is no AT. See, you try to yell at me. I ain't did nothing.
It's all these multiple trying to stream. You probably lost it somewhere.
No, it's not in here. I'm searching. What was the key word?
Fist fighting.
Just wanted to know your thoughts on the Ugreen NAS, the small one. Because I don't need the big 4-bay NAS right now,
See?
but I want something that's redundant.
Even NAS and Ugreen don't come up in search. Somebody ate your comment. Paul probably blocked you, so don't blame me. All right, see, Paul.
I wouldn't be surprised.
See, Paul, you get me in trouble, dude.
Get me in trouble.
I did it, bro. I was like, don't get me in trouble with AT, fool. Be nice. Okay, so I'm a little weary of NAS companies that don't say QNAP and what's the other one? Synology. However, that's based off of 25 years of experience with Synology and QNAP. Ugreen's brand new, and yeah, it might work, and it might be good, and I just can't say that I personally wouldn't do it because I know exactly what I'm getting with a Synology and a QNAP. The other thing is, how much space do you suppose that you need?
I'm not sure. I have a lot of old stuff that I want to move over,
Okay.
but I'm not sure. I got a whole bunch of little small SSDs, even the old stick ones and stuff, and I just wanted to put everything in one spot so that I could see what I have.
Yeah. So in that case, I do think that Ugreen might be a good look. For the simple reason is, dude, I'm gonna try this. Me and Rich talked about this the other day. I'm gonna press copy image. I'm gonna come over here and Command Shift V. Ooh, it worked. All right, cool. Rich was like, it needs to be able to just paste directly, but for some reason, Glenn didn't do it that way. So this is cool because it's only $279 and it has 2 bays. And then if you go and get two, say you go and get two 20 terabyte, things to put in. Do they have a calculator on here? Let me see. I don't see a calculator, people. How do you do this? How do you not have a calculator on this page, Ugreen? Jerks. I'm just trying to see how they do their NAS setup. Like if I add two 20 terabyte drives, what does that math out to? Because they probably have their own software situation that they're using. Whereas like on Synology, I could do a calculator. I know what I get if I add 2 drives, right? If I add two 20 terabyte drives on a Synology under SH1, I'm probably going to come out to about 34 terabytes of RAID or NAS because you need room for headroom.
But you need 3 drives to be able to do a RAID, don't you?
No, it's not. We're not doing a RAID. We're doing a NAS. Sorry, I messed that up. it's called SHR RAID. It's a type of RAID, but it's not the same as whatever. And technically, you only need 2 drives to do a RAID. So you can do a 2-drive RAID, but if you do a 2-drive RAID on 20 terabytes, you end up with a 20 terabyte drive that can't crash, right? If you have 3, then you'll get more, and you have the ability to pull 1, right? So it really depends on how you set it up. Let me see if Ugreen has a calculator.
So what's an equivalent one on the ones you do trust?
Synology, Tube. Oh, the other question for the Ugreen would be, what is their expansion capability? Okay, so here's where I got in trouble back in the day. And that's why I'm such a bitch about this. Back in the day, I went all in on Drobo because Drobo was cheaper than Synology and QNAP at the time. And Drobo was a word that stood for Drive Robot. And what their claim to fame was you could add any size drive at any given point and it would just add to it. Like you didn't have to have all the same drives, which was very common for old school NAS, old school RAIDs. And what happened was the absolute minute that you wanted to expand, you could not take those like 3 drives out of one Drobo and move it into another and make it work. So you had to go and basically build a whole nother Drobo, and then you had to copy the stuff over. It was like, it was a pain in the butt. And so what I worry about with these things is what their expandability is, because if you get a 2-bay now and you decide later, okay, I got the cake, let me go get a 6-bay. Can you take those exact 2 drives out without touching anything and pop them into a 6-bay and they work? And then you add 4 more drives. Synology, yes. QNAP, yes. Ugreen? I don't know. So the disadvantage of getting a 2-bay system out the gate, unless it has some sort of expansion capability, then that can be somewhat of a headache. So what's cool about Synology, if you buy a model that says Plus, it's expandable. And the expansion unit is a 5-bay unit. So right now, my machine is an 8-bay unit. Okay? But my machine is called a DS18. Yeah, DS1821. Because I can take that 8-bay unit and I can add 2 5-bay extensions. So 5, 5, 10 plus 8, 18. So you could always know what a Synology number is by the number. So for instance, there is a 2-bay Synology called a 224. It can only ever be 2 bays. The 24s, it came out in 2024. There's one called a 724. So it's 2 bays. You could add the additional 5. It came out in 2024. Right? Because 2 and 7, 5. Right? If you sell, not that they have one, but if they had one that said 1224, then that means it would be a 2-bay that you could add 2 more extensions, and then you get, yeah. So I do like the fact that you could always add extensions. The other thing that's really curious is in the 2-bay, where it becomes difficult is even if you started with 2 20 terabyte drives, and later on we got the 30 terabyte drives, how are you going to pull out one to put in the next drive to make it get bigger when there's not enough room on the drive to move the other? So I feel like in general, 2-bays are dangerous, right? Because you have to buy a whole nother physical system in order to upgrade them in most cases, unless you don't fill it up. But then if you don't fill it up, why would you expand it? So I feel like I know why they do it. They do it because it's an entry level and it's to get people in and it's relatively cheap and it's good. And if you don't mind knowing that when you're ready to go again, you got to basically build a whole nother unit and either use it as an additional or copy stuff from this unit into that unit, 2-bay to me is dangerous, regardless of brand. But it is a good look though. At $279, I just might buy one just to play with it, just to see like how it compares. Yeah, it's super interesting. Nothing on this page talks to me about its expandability, which is weird. Like, why would you don't even explain it. The next one up on Ugreen is the 4800, and that has 6 bays. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so let me pull something out. This is bad. This is bad writing, people. Jesus. I know you guys are new to this, but come on, son. It seems as if you can possibly add 2 more unless they're counting the SSD slots on the bottom as the other 2. Because it does say right here, drive bays 2 plus 2. And it could mean these 2 plus these 2, which is 4. Just confusing. They're not even explaining you the expansion side of it. So, let me do the pull the Synology joint. And again, the cool thing about a Synology, if you do pick a 2-bay, just pick one that has 7 in the front. So you know that you can add the 5-bay chassis. And then if you add the 5-bay chassis, you do have the ability to upgrade. And you're going to come in bigger. You're going to come in at 400 instead of 300. But I put some spec on that name. Right? So this is the 2-bay 725 plus. This is a 2025 model. And you're going to have 2 drives here, but in the back, you can plug in the 5-bay extender, and then you can go ham. So it's probably worth the extra $140 to get the Synology. If that makes any sense.
Yes.
All right, let me check the chat view. Mine's is vertical on the iPad. How do you flip it back? Go to the other stream. There's 2 separate streams.
One thing that happened with Synology this year is they changed it so that you had to use their drives initially, but the backlash was so strong from that they went back and they removed that. So now you can use any drive again.
Okay, so here's the problem, Neil, right? Trust me, I know how to do this. It doesn't work today. All right, I want to show you. Let me put it back how I had it so I can show Neil. Now watch it work because Neil showed up, which would be even more tragedy. It would absolutely make me crack up laughing if it started to work because Neil showed up. Okay, so the problem I've been having all day, Neil, is what the heck? Anyway, why did that not work? This button right here, I'm clicking the heck out of it, and it's not switching. And ever since Zoom did their stupid upgrade, it no longer freaking works, which is driving me absolutely insane. So what we tried to go in here and switch it using this. I couldn't even turn it off here. So I ended up trying this. And then now, of course, I can't really, do the buttons. It still causes it, and it doesn't stay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it comes in, sometimes it goes away. So something broke something, and we don't know what it is. It's probably this. It's not fully coded because we're playing with alphas, which, I'm brave enough to do. It's not that important. Don't know why you want to be like that. Whew. Such a pain in the butt. Anyway, that was the problem. So why is he awake anyway? What time is it in the Ook? Oh, it's like 8. It's okay. It's only 8 o'clock.
He's in Portugal.
Oh, that's right. Same thing. Same time zone. It's a football day. She said she got her Amazon affiliates. Oh, she needs her 3 sales. Oh, send me a random affiliate link for something. Man, lady, I just bought stuff from Amazon just this morning. I told y'all, send the damn links. She got my text. Hey, Doc, I got in. I need 3 sales. I buy shit from Amazon every 2 days. Send me a link. Send me a link to Draws. I'll buy something else. It doesn't matter. Just pick anything because that's how it works. You can send a link to anything. If I click there and I buy something, you get a sale. And I legit just bought something to irritate Paul.
Can't you also? Oh, another clicky keyboard.
No.
Can you can't you also just send somebody your
Store
a
link.
link your link to the homepage,
Yeah, to
and
the
then they can
store.
use that to go and
Exactly.
that's what I've been doing.
I'll show you what I bought, Paul. Anyway, how much time till class? I need to go eat. I'm starving.
Now you're at about a little over 45 minutes, 47 minutes ish.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what I bought. Then I'm gonna go eat. Still not available on the store. You're such a jerk.
That's because you didn't use my link.
No, not that store. Oh, I can't switch. Oh, here it is. Click. It's not letting me switch. I was gonna
You can see
wait
the-
until I got
You
to
can see the
Japan.
anticipation on everyone's face.
I did a short yesterday for one of my favorite Thanksgiving kids books. 'Twas the Night Before Thanksgiving, and I put my Amazon link in it, and that was on that and a QR code for it for just that same reason for getting my first 3.
So, Miles on TikTok said, in this convo, would the DDR3 be important, and is that only for Synology? It depends. It depends. So the DDR3 is going to give you faster access to data on the NAS. It is basically read-write cache. If you're just using it to store files, like I'm going to take these videos, I'm going to shoot them in Ecamm. When I'm done with them, I'm going to send them to the NAS like 2-3 times a week automatically using Hazel. No, just let it go slow. Do it at night. Doesn't matter. I edit off of my NAS, but my NAS is psycho. It's fully loaded. It has 10 gig network and cache drives and the whole 9 yards. So in that particular case, the DDR3 is going to help out a lot. Under normal circumstances, just sending files there, not necessary. But, let me add one more but. Having extra memory or having the SSD cache would be beneficial if you want to save. The drives will last longer because the SSD will take the write in and then it will write to the other drives when they're not busy. So they're not like being hammered constantly. So you can extend the life of your drives by adding an SSD cache. Yes, Noble, I am doing the talk to TikTok through the Ecamm. That is the trick. Hence the reason why I got these kinfolks chicken over here. Ooh, this is so cool. All right. Kathy said go eat, so Mama ain't raising no fools. I'm gonna listen to Kathy. Oh, I am ready. I'm ready for class. I will see you guys in 45 minutes. And sorry that we broke the internet today with this weird test. I just wanted to see what would happen. That's what I get. Should have just left it alone. I was doing perfectly fine the way it was. All right, TikTok. I will see y'all later. Let me hang up on TikTok first. Peace out. 8 times don't. I don't know how to end this. Bye. Dang, TikTok, you just hang up. It's abrupt. Over here, we're going to press the button. I'll see you guys in class in a hot minute. Thank you guys for listening to my TED Talk. And then peace out.
You're mine. How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love the city of